Hi, Mama. My name is Sachi, and today I have a short but very effective practice for any SI joint pain or any hip discomfort, either prenatal or postnatal. This will apply to either. Let's see. The only thing is that if you are prenatal, we're going to do one pose on the belly, so you'll want to skip that pose. But if you're postnatal, that's going to feel really lovely when we're on the belly for Shalabhasana. Um, some props that you might like. If you have a block, this is going to be very, very helpful. You don't have to, but it will be helpful. And then also at the very end, I'm going to give you this lovely option to have legs up the wall, and a pillow or a bolster will be really nice on that sacrum low back area. So if you have those, great. If you don't, no worries. Let's get started lying on our backs. You can start with your knees bent and the feet on the floor. You can have the hands on the body. Just taking a few moments here to arrive to your yoga practice, transitioning out of whatever activity you just did or the busyness of your day, taking some slower, deeper breaths here. Beautiful. From here, blink your eyes open if they were closed. We're going to tune into the hips and the pelvis here. So we'll start by pressing that lower back down into the floor, making a flat back so there's no space between your back and your yoga mat or your floor. And now from here, you're going to tilt that pelvis forward, arching the lower back. So now you could even slide your hand in there. There is some space there, right? Okay, and then once again, press the lower back, kind of tuck your tailbone under. And then we'll add the breath. Inhale, tilt your pelvis forward. Exhale, flatten the lower back. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And that's really lovely for any lower back pain. Okay, you're going to keep the back pressing down. And now if you do have that block, this is a great place to place it between the knees. And if you don't have the block, it's okay. Imagine you're hugging a block between your knees. So, or kind of tucking that tailbone, pressing down through the feet. We're going to lift the hips here and keep squeezing the knees and the outer hips in towards the midline. Yeah, so even if you don't have a block, just think everything's hugging in towards the midline. Backs of the arms are pressing down. Keep breathing here. And go ahead and release. Really nice. Okay, we'll release that block. Roll to one side to push yourself up. And let's make our way onto hands and knees into a tabletop position with the hands stacked under the shoulders and the knees stacked under the hips. Okay, so right here, you'll see that my spine, it's not arched and it's not rounded. It's right in between. That's what we call neutral. We're going to draw those front ribs in, or if you're pregnant, draw your belly or your baby in towards the spine. Good. Okay, you're going to keep that. This is your neutral pose. Now take an inhale. And as you exhale, push the floor away and round your back. Bring your chin to your chest. Puff up the back of the heart up towards the sky. And then inhale, we'll come back to that neutral position. One more inhale. And exhale, pushing the floor away, rounding for cat. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, rounding for your cat. Last time. All right, so this is where we're going to go onto the belly. So if you are pregos, another pose you can do that's really nice would be camel pose, with your knees in the same position that they are in, about hips width, and the hands right on your sacrum, the hips, fingers pointing down, the elbows draw in, and you can just gently lift the heart here, squeezing the glutes and pressing the hips forward. Okay, and just stay right there as long as that feels good. If you are postpartum, we're going to head onto the belly into Shalabhasana pose, reaching the arms back behind you. Okay, from here, from this position, inhale, lift your upper body, bring your chin to your chest, and then lift the lower body, lifting the legs, slight bend in the knees here. So we're strengthening and engaging that entire back line of the body, which postnatally, typically we're in a rounded forward shape. So this is helping to strengthen all those muscles in the back that are being overstretched from our posture. Take one more inhale, lift a little higher, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale, lower down. Slide your hands in line with your chest, press yourself up. Good. If you're in that camel pose, slowly come out, and we'll take a standing position here. And again, if you have your block, we'll use that block here. We're going to go into chair pose, Utkatasana. So I'll show you from the side and the front. My hips or my feet are about hips width distance, and I'm going to sit back like I'm sitting into a chair. If you have your block, place that block between the knees, and once again, we're hugging those outer hips in, hugging the knees in. Now you can have your hands on your hips. A little more energizing or energetic would be to reach the arms high. Only if you have the energy to do that. Otherwise, hands on the hips. But the whole time we're hugging those knees in, hugging those outer hips in. What this is doing is creating some stability in your hips, in the joints, your SI joints, within the hip sockets, and within your core, your pelvic floor. Good, keep breathing here. Maybe sit a little lower. Last inhale. And exhale, you can stand. Okay, so that's a great posture to help relieve any pain around the hips, because over your pregnancy, your hips are separating. Everything's loosening, separating to make way for your baby. So we want to hug it all back in. And even whilst you're pregnant, this action of drawing in can help stabilize, and it feels really nice. All right. Let's take a seat here. Okay, so now we're going to head into Gomukhasana. So, and I'll show you a few options. So, either just finding a cross-legged position, okay? That's going to be option number one with the right shin in front, or you can stack right shin on top of the left shin, or you can bring your right knee on top of that left knee. But what we're doing is hugging, once again, those outer hips hug in, everything's hugging into the midline. Okay, and then this is really lovely. You're going to take your index finger knuckles, and we're going to use those knuckles right around your sacrum, your lower back, and you just give yourself a little massage. So I'll show you what that looks like. So your sacrum is this flat triangular bone. It's fused vertebra at the bottom of your spine, and it attaches to your hips, right? And that creates your SI joint. So you can massage anywhere along this area. Should feel hopefully pretty good. Okay, and then we're going to switch out the legs. So now either the left shin is in front or on top, or left knee is on top for full Gomukhasana. And once again, we'll take those index finger knuckles, give ourselves a little massage, maybe even all the knuckles into the glutes and the outer hips. Really nice. Okay, unwind your legs, and now we're going to go into Virasana. So you can either use your block here or no block. So I'll show you how to use the block between the feet, and we're sitting onto the block. Otherwise, Feet together, sitting on top of the heels, knees together. Virasana, this is our last seated pose. From here, we're going to take eagle arms. Take your arms, cross the right arm under as high up those upper arms as you can, and then cross at your forearms, palms come together. Okay, lift your elbows. And from here, we're going to lean the forearms to the left and drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Hold and breathe. Really nice. Okay, unwind. Let's switch sides. Left arm under, as high up those upper arm bones as you can. Cross at the forearms, palms together. Lift the elbows. Lean the arms to the right and drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Hold and breathe here. If you're doing any breastfeeding or just caring for your baby postnatally, this will also be a nice release for the neck, for the shoulders. Last few breaths here. And we'll come back through center. All right, unwind. Now from here, I'd like to give you the option of legs up the wall with a bolster. So if you are at home and you have a wall space that is pretty clear, what we're going to do is I'll show you right over here. You're going to sit all the way, I'm kind of far off in the distance, but you're going to bring your hips all the way to the edge of your wall and then slide forward. So now the legs are facing the wall. If you have your pillow or your bolster, you're going to place that right under your lower back, supporting your sacrum and your SI joints, and then you'll lift the legs up the wall as you lower the upper back down onto the floor. Now arms can be up overhead, or you can have your arms alongside you, whatever feels good here. If it feels okay, close the eyes. You want to make sure the booty and the hips are as close to the wall as you can. So you might have to wiggle a little more forward. Make sure that your pillow is propping up the hips, it's supporting your hips, and it feels nice here. So feel free to stay in this pose as long as you'd like. If you are far along in your pregnancy, you probably don't want to stay for too long, but a few solid rounds of breath will feel really nice for the legs. We're reversing the direction of the blood flow. So if you have any swollen feet or legs, this is also going to be really nice relief for them. Alrighty. Feel free to stay here as long as you can. It was such an honor to practice with you. I will leave you here, my loves, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.